can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile. Well, it's you, girl, and you should know it. With each glance and every little movement you show. Love is all around, no need to waste it. You can melt it down, why don't you take it? You might just make it after all. You might just make it after all.
Well, here I am at another of Manhattan's trendy night spots. Tonight, the Limelight is hosting a special awards banquet for public access stars. And anyone in the world of public access is going to be here tonight. Perhaps you'll recognize some of the faces. Let's go in.
up to your mouth. And
I'm now here with Lou Maletta from... and he told me he doesn't get up early enough to watch my show, but I do stay up.
Ooh. What do you do late at night when you watch my show? Tell me. You get to share with your audience. Do you participate with my show?
No.
Well, you know we're doing live shows now. Why don't you come into our audience? We can use somebody like you.
Well, thanks. And the live shows are going... You like doing the live shows,
I love
right?
doing live shows because with a live show you have the reaction of an audience. You have people applauding, people laughing. It makes people at home feel like they're missing something. Mm-hmm. Don't you like to feel that?
Yeah. All right, well, it's a thrill to have you on my craft show, and thanks a lot.
What kind of craft can I make on your show?
Well, I had a wonderful time, even though I didn't win anything. The big winners this evening seem to be Mrs. Mouth and Beyond Vaudeville. Maybe next year it'll be my craft show. You never know. Working on order of 13 dolls, ordered all by one customer. It's for a company. They're having a big annual board meeting, and they want one doll of each of the 13 executives that are on the board. And they'll all be presented when they have this big meeting. This one is going to have, as a skier, so I put ski boots on, which I like using on dolls because they get very solid and they stand very good when I use ski boots. Sometimes when I do like a lady wearing, a doll, you know, a lady wearing high heels, they won't stand at all. So this is the contrast with these ski boots where an earthquake could come by and the doll would still be standing. Today I received a chain letter from someone. Now, I get chain letters in the mail about once a month, and I've never followed through on one. I never know who they're from or what the deal is, so I just throw them away. So I'm sorry if you've been sending me chain letters. But today I got one from someone that I knew, and that made it a little more tempting. So I've been contemplating what it is. I was supposed to send $1 to the person on the top of the list. And there's 4 people on the list, and my name goes on the bottom. And then I have to send copies of the letter to 10 different people. So I found the person's name at the very top of the list that had been crossed off before my friend added his name to the bottom of the list. Well, it was still there. It was just crossed off. So I looked him up in the phone book and called him to see how much money he'd gotten, because the letter said that you were supposed to, you could get like $7,000 or $10,000. Well, so far today he had received $8. So that wasn't real encouraging. But I like the idea of getting a chain letter and keeping it kind of amongst friends like this. The chain letter, this one I got today, said just send it to friends. And that makes it more interesting. So now I'd be interested to hear from anyone who has done chain letters to see if they work. Recently I found a bunch of old TV guides in the garbage. And they're interesting because a lot of them are fall preview TV guides. They're not really old though. Most of them are from the 80s. This is fall preview, 88, 87. This is 1990, but it's not a fall preview. Fall preview, 80, 88. Well, anyway, I always look forward to seeing the fall preview to see what the cover is going to be. Because usually, sometimes they kind of, they're kind of fall and they have leaves. So I really haven't had time to look at these. This one is fall preview. The light's getting in my eyes, that's why I'm having trouble reading this. 1990. Anyway, so those are interesting. On Wednesdays, my local video store, my neighborhood video store, has 3 movies for $3. So yesterday I went there and got 3 movies. So I got Silence of the Lambs, 101 Dalmatians, and I've seen both of those movies before.
Hello.
Well, Clarice, have the lambs stopped screaming?
Idiot. What?
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner.
Why, you imbecile.
And another movie called, it was a short animated movie, a cartoon called The Snowman, which had been nominated for Academy Awards. And so as I was sitting here working, actually my friend John came over and watched one of them. And, while I work, I often watch a lot of TV. So that kept me interested. It would make my day a little more interesting since I had interesting movies to watch while I work. My friend Richard called me tonight and told me that Willy Wonka and his chocolate factory was on. So I turned that on and realized that I really don't, that movie kind of has like an icky, I didn't really like it. That movie has, I was going to say, an icky feeling to it. I don't know, because the Willy Wonka, it's not real happy. It has an edge to it that I don't like. As you can tell, I'm having trouble describing what I don't like about it. But there's something about it that I just don't like. I get dance tights from Broadway shows when they throw them out. And now, I just get tights from the Will Rogers Follies. And that's enough. They go through them faster than I can use them. So that's enough. They go through a lot of tights in that show. More than I go through making the dolls. So these are Will Rogers Follies tights, and they're and they're very nice there. They always wash them before they do them to me. And Susan Anton was a replacement in the show a while back, so I was wondering which pair, if any of these belong to Susan Anton. Sometimes they have names on them, but so far I haven't run across any that say Susan Anton. The night before last, when I talked to you, I stayed up till 3 a.m. working. Usually I try being in bed by at least 2 in the morning, but this month I'm just really under pressure with my dolls, so I tend to stay up late. And then in the morning at about 10:20, one of the soap operas called and explained that one of the extras had just gotten sick. So they were wondering if I could come over right away and fill in. And I do that once in a while, because I encourage that. Recently I reminded the casting directors in my neighborhood especially that I work at home. I'm in the neighborhood, close to the studios. I have a bike, so that if they ever do need anyone at the last minute, I can zip right over. So they take advantage of that once in a while that happens. So I dashed over, and what I did, the nylon stocking on the mirror doesn't match the nylon stocking on the face. The face is a little tanner. I'm going to have to redo this one. So I was just, on the soap opera, I was just an extra, and I was just playing pool in the pool hall. And then it's nice because it is in my neighborhood, and I tend to get like a 3-hour lunch hour sometimes. So I came home on my lunch hour, and then I brought, since I am so busy with the dolls, I brought the dolls with me after lunch back to the studio. So I made my dolls there, and what I worked on there, I just made a bunch of parts. I made a bunch of ears and a bunch of hands and got a lot of work done. Another thing that I like about doing the ABC soap operas, which are in my neighborhood, is that I get to go to the ABC cafeteria, which is in one of the new ABC buildings that they recently built, and it's real cheap. You know, it's like subsidized or whatever. So most people don't like cafeteria food, but I think it's a good deal. So I like going there, so then I eat real well. And that night, let's see, last night after I finished with the soap opera, my friend Monty came over, and let me tell you something. I got, at Christmas time, my friend Don Barker gave me this entertainment book. Now, I've never heard of these before, but I've discovered that they are pretty popular. And this is filled with, it's buy one, get one free at restaurants. The first section is really nice restaurants. Like last night, my friend and I went to Victor's, which is right here at 71st in Columbus. It's like a Cuban, you know, so that's like considered a nice restaurant. So there's a section of those, and there's a section of not so nice restaurants, like Uno's here in my neighborhood, Ottomanelli's across the street. They were featured in that section. And then there's another section for like fast food places and Woolworths and stuff like that. And it's, you buy one entree, you get one free. So I use this a lot. And so like last night at Victor's, the entrees were like $16. So we bought one and got one free. So I really recommend these entertainment books, and I wanted to thank my friend Don Barker once again for giving this to me. I think these cost about $25 for the book if you buy them. I don't know, since I got mine as a gift, but I think, I could be wrong, but I think that's what they cost. And Victor's, I've never been to Victor's before, and the best part was the fresh bread. You know, they give you bread at the beginning of the meal, and it was like warm and so fresh, and just really had like a home-baked feel or taste to it. So that I really liked. And then I got breaded fish. And the breading was like a little heavy. It was like it had been dipped in cement. You know, well, plus I ate so much bread that by the time the entree came, I wasn't really that hungry, so I was like a little picky. And the breaded fish was like so breaded. It was like you couldn't even see the fish. It was just kind of, I didn't. But and then it's a Cuban restaurant, so you get rice and beans with everything, black peas and a thing of white rice. So, and this morning I got up. And on weekends, the homeless people like sell things on the sidewalk over at Broadway and like 74th, so I went over there, and usually I bargain with them. Today I didn't bargain. What I wanted I wanted a pair of glasses, some Walkman headphones, and a telephone. And he said it was $5 for all of them. So that's not bad, so I didn't even bargain. Because these are all props that I need to keep on hand for my dolls. Because, you know, I ask people what they want the dolls to hold, and they're, you know, the person's interest in hobbies. Everyone, from a teenage girl to a, you know, yuppie businessman, they all want to hold phones. So I'm always looking for old phones. So this was a good deal. And also, it's real common for people, you know, to wear, to listen to Walkman. So I'm always looking for these. And, you know, about half the people in the world wear glasses. And if they wear glasses, I need to match their glasses when I make a doll of them. Like the person I'm working on today wears wire rims, so I need to find a pair of wire rims. So think of me. If ever you have old phones, old glasses, old Walkman, remember Mark Heskin. Before I erase over this part on a videotape, I want to show you something. Recently I went to a party and I had my video camera along. And the people there were, you know, hadn't really seen themselves on video before. They were like, they wanted to be on video. And yet they were like a little apprehensive and shy. And they didn't know, what are we going to do? What are we going to do on video? So I said, well, I thought, you know, maybe they could, like, I said, maybe you could take turns interviewing one another. You know, one could be the interviewer and you could just ask the other person questions. And they said, oh, no, that sounds a little boring. Let's see what else we can come up with. Well, look what they came up with.
Someone's at the door. No. Oh, no. Oh, my God, it's Jack.
No, it's not Jack.
Yes. Oh, no, this isn't working. Cut. Okay, wait. Let me show you. I'll shoot Jack.
Will let Jack in?
Can't. Kill her.
You can kill her. Don't kill her around here. Alex.
Oh, my God.
Alex, no. Please, Alex.
Alex, no. No, please.
Now, I am used to being on video, but they were so uninhibited, and they'd never been on video before, and I was just blown away by how, well, maybe they were drunk, maybe that was part of it, but I was just blown away by how outrageous they were and how uninhibited. It's like I said, I could never do that. Well, that's a bit, well, that's it, sometimes the stockings run. Alright, well, that's it for today. Something that's been on my mind. My friend Monty, who's my very best friend, had this cat, Kitty, who was 18 years old. And last summer, Kitty was in an accident and had lost a leg and had its tail taken off, and all this cost like $600, you know. To repair an 18-year-old cat isn't, you know, they should have put it to sleep. Because since then, the cat hasn't been getting along real well. And Monty has been regretting not having had put her to sleep or thinking about putting it to sleep. Well, Thursday night, Monty came home and the cat was in really bad shape. So he finally brought it to the vet and they put her to sleep. Monty brought the cat home with him. So he was going to bury it in his backyard. He lived in Westchester. Well, he didn't bury it Thursday night when he came home. Friday night he came here, wasn't buried then. So I called him last night, Saturday night, and asked, so did you bury the cat? He explained that it was too wet and rainy out and cold to bury the cat. And I said, but Monty, it's going to rot. He said, well, it'll rot in the ground anyway. I just think it was very disrespectful and gross. You know, even if he did get back from the vet late on Thursday night. But even if it was midnight, I would have went in the backyard and put the cat to rest instead of making it wait. Well, so today's Sunday. The cat came back, remember, Thursday night. That's when it got put to sleep. But today, Sunday, I finally talked to Monty again, and he did bury the cat today. So at least that's taken care of.